Hello, dear friends, and welcome to another episode of the Dear Friend Podcast. I'm Eden. I'm the owner of Yarn Co., where I sell my handmade polymer clay charms and watercolor paintings like these, and other handmade treasures. And my mom is here with me today. Hello. Surprise!
I'm Tanya. You can find me on Instagram as KittennyMade. And thanks for having me.
Good to have you on. Okay, so in this episode we've got some finished objects, obviously, and her too, and some whips, and a ton of yarn acquisitions.
Accumulated over time.
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and talk about your
Okay,
what's
so my only finished object is this sweater. Now this is, I'm gonna call it a Frankenstein sweater because I put together
It's a pattern mashup.
Yeah, two different patterns that you've seen for a while. You've seen these sleeves before. These are the sleeves from my Sensum Sweater. And I attempted for the third time to do the body, but it did not turn out. I don't know what I've been doing wrong. It's just the pattern was not working out for my brain. I don't think I had the capacity to figure out how it worked. So
it was very difficult.
Yeah.
If you look up the pattern and have a look at it, you'll see that the body portions are built in a swerving motion. So
yeah.
Probably not a beginner crochet project, but
labeled
it's so beautiful. Yeah. It's really nice. I can see why you first sought out the pattern to do it.
It was labeled as intermediate, and I assumed that I was an intermediate crocheter. I've been humbled.
But I don't know about that. I think you could have waited.
But that's okay. I had gotten another crocheted sweater pattern, intending to start it after I finished this one, called the Team Biscuits jumper. So here's the pattern right there, by Kaylee Marie. She is One Hook and a Thread of Fate on Instagram, and I saw it and I was like, oh, I can take the body of this pattern and just attach the sleeves I've already made. And so,
which was a great combination.
It is. It's really good. I mean, the sleeves are so long. This is actually how it works.
Yeah, but they're kind of balloon sleeves, so
yeah,
they sit nicely.
Mm-hmm. And so this is out of Briggs & Little Regal. There's 100% wool, and this is the colorway Fundy Fog. And there is still 2.5 skeins left of this.
Squishy.
So it's probably either going to be hidden away or given away, because I think I've had my fill of this yarn.
Could end up being gift hat and mitts.
That's true. It's true.
I have one finished object I'm wearing. It's the Nature's Cardigan by Ozetta. I did leave the pattern here, or I didn't. It's coming out soon. The pattern has been tested and everybody's just wrapping up theirs. I chose to do mine faded, as you can see, and there's 2 deep pockets and 5 buttons. I didn't have a complete SQ of worsted, so I just drew a bunch of different Wild in the Woods.
Mm-hmm.
Her worsted weight, it could pass as Aran. It could be used in DK weight patterns. It's quite a flexible base she has, so I didn't need the full. If you saw me post the yarn on Instagram, I didn't use all of those hanks. I have one that I did not dig into, and all the weights and things will be posted later with my finished object pictures. But if you need a cozy cardigan / light jacket almost. We went out to take some photos and it was cold.
We went out together. I was freezing in this, and she was all toasty.
You might have seen her like dancing in her little polka dot dress with no shoes on. But anyways, it's all for the art, right?
Yeah.
And I was toasty warm in this, and I love it. I would recommend this pattern for sure. So watch for the Nature's Cardigan by Ozetta coming out soon.
Definitely. Alright. So that's it for finished objects. Can move on to whips. So, should we start with one of mine or one
The
of
most
yours?
exciting whips going on. Let's start with that.
Okay. So I finally finished one of these socks. I think I was in progress the last episode, but I did finish one of them, and they finally have a name. These are the Wonder As I Wander socks, and this is a project where you use one full skein of fingering weight yarn and 5 contrasting minis, and you do them each in sections of their own, and then you marl them all together in very squishy fisherman's rib, kind of like a mix of a legging and a sock, which
like a leg warmer.
Yeah. Which I've seen like a lot of people have been coming out with these, and I'm very excited
Slouchy
to
socks, I know.
be on trend for once.
Knox Mountain, Eden had started this sock and had been working on it and was just getting into the leg and working it out, and Knox Mountain put out a beautiful brioche slouch sock, which if you enjoy knitting brioche, then check that sock out too. And if you love slouchy socks, this is going to be your time for knitting socks, because there are a few out there right now. So this is not brioche. If you have not done brioche, you don't have to worry.
This is fisherman's rib, which is, it has the same idea of texture. It's just a lot thicker because you're working both strands of yarn at the same time. So this is my other one. I am right into the blue yarn, and this is all scraps from my stash, like I've said before, and I've been loving them and hope to get them done. The release date is March 12th, I believe.
Don't ask me.
I didn't check. I was just checking with myself.
Alright, I have one started. I'm testing it. I've got mine in my beautiful sister's Heather bag. If you haven't seen Beautiful Sisters, check them out on Etsy. I know they just recently had an update, so I don't know how much is left there, but you can take the strap.
I never knew that.
And fold it under. You have one of these. We've talked about this on the podcast before. And it creates a little knitting bucket. So I've got my sock in here. I am using Dragonhoard Yarn. My main color is Tristan's Poison colorway from last year.
Cool.
And then these minis are all from her Weasley's Wizard Wheezes mini set that she had available before Christmas last year. So I'm really excited to be using these. Maybe I can gather up the minis here. Yeah, well, they're
there. One down.
Okay,
so close.
well, there you go. You see, I got 5 mini colors and that beautiful, bright, happy green. I've got one of Eden's little pumpkin cupcakes.
That.
Huh? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm part of the N Co.
Yeah.
Yarrow N Co. I squeak in and do this and that here and there along the way with Eden, because we're a crafty family.
We are.
We like to make. So I'm excited to have these socks because I love slouch socks. I love leg warmers in general. So those are exciting.
Now I got one more pair of those socks that I started, and honestly, so far it's just these tiny little toes. It's just the cast on.
Humble beginning.
Yeah. But I wanted to show these off for the yarn, this is Brittany from Crux Fibers, her yarn, and back in either November or December of 2020, she released some pickles, is what she calls them. It's little minis that have been thrown together with leftover dyes from her day of dyeing yarn. And I saw these, I was like, oh, I want to make a pair of those socks with that. And there's so many here.
Shameless. Sisters United.
Self-promotions.
Well, if you go to the Sisters United website, you can read about the fantastic things that Candace English and Sisters United are doing for Indigenous women. And ding ding, there is some merch to help raise funds. Sorry, carry on.
So there they are, all in their glory. Just a bunch of purples and blues, and they're so pretty. And when I bought the set from her,
do you want me to grab the main one?
I was just gonna put them back in. It was just falling as I was doing so.
There you go.
Yeah. When I bought them, I messaged her on Instagram and was saying, I'm gonna buy this set, and what would you recommend as a contrast color for them? And she dyed me up one in, honestly, probably my new favorite shade of blue. It is this really nice, almost navy blue.
Steel, moody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love it. And yeah, that's gonna be my next Wonder as I Wonder socks. And hopefully there will be an actual sock the next time you see these.
I'm sure there will be some progress. What else have you been working on?
Well, why don't you go?
Okay. I have recently, as in yesterday, maybe it was the day before. It could have been. I'm not sure.
Yesterday.
I started one of the Musselbourgh hats, and the Musselbourgh hat is designed by Ozetta Teague, and you can find the pattern on the Ozetta website. Kate Litton from the Crazy Sock Lady podcast has been hosting a knit along for this hat, and it's an interesting construction because you start top down and you knit quite a while, and then you close it out and you tuck in the other part into the top one. So it makes a double layer hat that can be worn slouchy, or you can knit it long enough, well, it is long enough to fold up a brim so that you have an extra brim over your ears. And mine, I'm obsessed with. My little marker. This is a marker that Eden made me out of her little treasure shop. I love it. This is Over the Moon Yarns Star... I got the tag here. Stardust sock, 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and 5% silver lurex. So it is quite twinkly, which I love. This colorway is called Black Hole Outburst R, and I kind of wish I had a picture of the hank before I wound this up, because it was really like a dark chunk block in it, and then all these beautiful colors. But as you can see, it's consistently now creating this 3 to 4 row stripe, and I just love it. Yeah, so that's Over the Moon out of Alberta. Caitlin and Serena,
We love you. Okay. So my next work in progress, I've been actually working a lot at night because it is such a mindless, and it's a very cozy project now because it's so big.
You know, hold that.
Yeah, it's just gotta get a grip because I'm worried one of these days I'm gonna pick it up and it just like breaks. So this is my Bits and Bobs blanket, which I've been working on forever. And It's been...
Not even a year.
No, it's been 2 years now.
Has it?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. But it is this super squishy blanket by K.F. Jones of the Bakery Bears. And I'm doing this out of the Dragonhoard Yarn Advent Calendar in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Which she does with her mom. Yarn Cafe Creations. And it's always Harry Potter themed, and I'm doing it in like how the yarn skeins came through the days, and I am on I just started day 11.
Okay, this day is my favorite.
That is,
Right
I
there.
think it's Time Turner.
Yes.
So
it was.
Tristan, I remember. So Time Turner, and
That might have been Christy, actually.
I think
that was Christy's scheme.
You have to tell us. But yeah, it's just been a great blanket, and I pull out the minis like 2 at a time so that I don't mix up the day. So there's the one I'm working, and then the next one. The next one.
Ooh, the next one's pretty.
Yeah, it's just this really cool yellow. And then I'm holding it. This is triple stranded now with this.
I forgot.
This is Cascade Yarns. I found the tag the other day. Alpaca Lace. And I had bought this thinking it was the yarn I had been using before, which was a fingering weight.
Mm-hmm.
But when it got here, I was like, oh, that's definitely lace weight. But
It's ridiculously soft.
it's so soft. It's 100% baby alpaca. So it is... The difference between before and after is not huge, but the halo that it's getting
crazy.
is so much bigger. And honestly, later, like, you can tell, like, that's what before and that's...
Oh, yeah.
It's like twice as soft. It's amazing.
It still looks the same, though. Like, color-wise, you've got the cream marling.
Yes.
Looks good.
So it's going well. My goal is to get this done before next Christmas so that
Fresh calendar.
Yeah, fresh calendar. Because I finished last year's blanket pretty quickly, because you've seen it was a crocheted blanket. My giant hexagon puff stitch blanket by Bright Red Cherries. And I take that thing everywhere. Yeah.
This one.
Yeah. It is... I walk around the house with it. I take it out of the house. It's
First thing
my
in the morning,
favorite.
she's like shuffling out of the room to come get her tea, and she's wrapped in her shawl, which it's called a shawl when she folds the hexagon in half and wraps it like a shawl.
It's perfect, and
yeah,
it works. It works with a Knox Mountain shawl belt.
oh yeah,
When you clip it, it's a really
cuff.
Yeah, shawl cuff. It works perfectly. So, yeah, that is my other whoop.
All right, I have in my giant. Okay, I got this bag
So cool.
for Valentine's Day from my love. Thank you, love. JoJo bags by Jody on Etsy, who is the mother of the Stitch and Sisters Cozy Up Knits. They have a custom fabric. There's the little logo there for Jody's bags. They have two custom fabrics. This one is the JoJo fabric because it has the mama drawing on it. And this is the Finch bucket by Stitch Mischief that she uses as her pattern, and it holds a lot. I had to laugh because Jamie, all the girls have one, and they come to do their podcast and they just keep pulling out stuff like it's Mary Poppins magic carpet bag. It just fits so much, but it does. So I am going to pull out my socks that I've been working on for off and on for a while. These are the Dirigible Plums socks by Amanda Purser, who is Birch and Lily on Instagram, and she has her own YouTube channel, which you should watch. She does one podcast she'll do knitting related, and then the next podcast is cross stitch related, and she does beautiful cross stitching. I think I have to dive back in there now that I'm watching it. Anyway, so these Dirigible Plum socks, I'll try and pull. You can see it's got this beautiful lace pattern in the front, and then you're doing stockinette in the back. Contrast heel and toe, as well as some subtle stripes at the top. I'm using Ginger Snap That Butterbeer, and Boy's Best Friend is the other contrast color that I've left over from a unfinished shawl. We're not going to talk about unfinished whips. But I'm almost to the toe on these. And then I've been flipping back and forth between different socks, but those are my two main socks I'm working on right now, the Wonder As I Wander socks and these Dirigible Plum socks, which this yarn is the Zest fingering. I think we talk about this every time I get on this podcast.
We have it for everything.
Yeah, it's lovely. It has good bounce. It's got substance. It's just a little nicer than the average 75-25 for sure. And then I might as well go into this because this is Ginger Snap yarn as well.
I want one of these in my size,
well,
which I fit the biggest kid size.
I actually think you could make it. The largest one would be a woman's small, I think. This is beautiful. This is the Sun Shower. I always want to say Star Shower. I don't know why. It's the Sun Shower Pullover by Anna Daku. And she is the Bluebird Box on Instagram. It's her children's pattern. The pattern calls for this Nordic dots to go all the way down. But I've just kind of stopped here. I thought maybe, I don't know. I just did that. But I just have to pick up the sleeves and do the sleeves on it. This kit is available through Ginger Snap on their store. They did a handful of different colorway kits. Mine is a Minecraft themed colors. All the minis were colors from a Minecraft swatch. Kim and Colin, they're so helpful and so just creative. And if you've got an idea, DM them. And they are super enthusiastic about seeing what they can do to make it work out, because when this pattern was going to be coming out, I had seen Jamie from Cozy Up Knits working on her test knit, and I thought, I'm gonna make that for one of my boys. But I asked Kim ahead of time, what kind of kits are you thinking of putting out for these? Do you have any Minecraft themed ones? And she's like, well, what do you mean? And so we looked at this Minecraft sample. Oh yeah, we can do that, no problem. And what do you know, whipped up the perfect Minecraft kit. I've got it here all together. There's just all those colors that
They're so bright and fun.
Yeah, this is my newest project bag from Noble Character Crafts. She has an Etsy shop. I couldn't resist this black fern. It just was so pretty. I probably have the flowers wrong, but that's what I see when I see it, and I love it, so it works for me. I really love drawstring bags. They're my favorite. And this is nice and sturdy, and it fits this child's sweater. It probably is a good size for shawls and things, but yeah. So I've been having that in that.
Yeah. So my next work in progress is, you've seen these 100 times, but I can't stop making them.
That's not so bad.
No, it's not. I have a couple more Dartanian Toques on the go. So I'll show you this one. This is a really cool red from Black Cat Yarn Company. In their Dyers in Chilliwack, yeah. And my dad got this for me years and years ago when he went to a yarn shop for us when we weren't there. And
he was away on a business trip.
Yeah, and he picked us up some yarn. And this is Red Pool, which is a play on Deadpool, which I haven't seen, but it's such a cool red. And it's looking really cool. in the stitch pattern. So if you don't know, the Dartanian Toque is one of my patterns. It's a crocheted toque that it's a one size fit most, and it is a one skein DK weight. And I've got this really cool blue one going on. And I'm pretty sure this is a very heavy DK, like not exactly a worsted, but you can feel like how firm it is compared to this one.
Yeah.
Like the stitch definition is a little bigger, which is okay.
That can happen from base to base depending on the content and the supplier, how it's spun, etc.
But I'm doing this one in particular with this yarn, which is almost out, but I'm going to switch to some leftover blue that I have. This is a Mad Tosh. Yeah, so it's going to be kind of like that. I used this yarn to make my Babe the Blue Ox. Oh, it's right up there on my shelf.
Stuffy.
Yeah, a while back. And I thought it would match nicely. And I'm doing this all with my trusty 3.5 millimeter hook, which I made the handle myself. It's a little messy, but I don't know, it's fun. Out of some leftover clay I had.
I think you should make some more of those. I think they're fun.
I think so too. Just not this terribly. Like I took it and then I squeezed it in my hand in the way I hold my crochet hook so that it will fit in there, which is nice for me, but it would probably be different for other people. Is that all your works in progress? Because I got one.
It is, but you have another one.
One more.
You have a really good one.
So this is my brand new one. I started this like 2 days ago, and
we cast on things like whatever, whenever.
It will get done eventually.
Yeah.
And that's okay. I started.
It's all about the joy.
Yeah. I stopped in the middle of a row. But this is the Comfort Fade Cardi by Andrew Mallory, which I think everybody and their cat has knit one of these. So it's my turn.
I don't have a cat. I don't have a Comfort Fade Cardi
either. You gotta work that up. We're falling behind. But so I am making this holding 2 strands of fingering weight yarn. Now my grandma Barbie, hi, because I know you're watching, and she got me this Knit Picks Hawthorne set of greens years and years ago, and I had been waiting because I knew that I wanted to do a fade with these, but I hadn't really gotten into doing fades yet. So finally I was like, you know what, it's time. And so
oh my goodness, that is such a good set.
So here they are. I feel like I'm missing one.
I think you are too. It might have fallen out.
Yeah, it must have fallen out at some point.
That's okay. We'll find it.
You'll see it next time. But there they are. So these 4 are Hawthorns. And I looked it up. They're all discontinued colors. So I am so sorry.
Podcaster, no.
I tried to get their names, but they're all gone.
You know what it is now is that other people have Hawthorne in their stashes. Absolutely. And they'll see it and go, oh yeah, I have Hawthorne in my stash. And maybe they can put together a lovely fade.
So I'm going to be holding these along with this yarn. So I've got it right here. This is Illimani Sabri, which is an 85% organic cotton and 15% baby alpaca. And it's just a plain undyed skein. It is so soft and so light. It's creating this really, I don't know how to explain it.
Show the speckle. That looks really cool because it's marled, but the speckles are still popping, which is cool.
So it works out really well. It's, I don't know, it's just this smooth and soft fabric. Like, I don't know how to put it, because when you think cotton fabric, you think of a dishcloth.
It's not.
It's not a dishcloth at all.
Oh, the alpaca really.
Yeah. It's so fuzzy and
it almost feels silky.
Yeah. And I've got a little bit of the next color going in, so that will go into this bright little skein here.
I like that one.
Yeah. So it's just getting into fading, and I totally recommend it if you are brand new to fading like I am and don't know what to do. She has everything written out, how to do it, the lengths, and it's
I should have looked at that pattern before I started this.
Yeah.
This is the first thing I've ever faded, and I really had no clue what I was doing. So
there's written out rows of like how to fade it evenly.
Yeah.
And it's been going really well, so I've just been doing that. And it's going to be the pearl side out. So that's the little markings there. And I'm keeping this all in a bag that is, I don't know, I think I made this one.
You did.
This is just one of our big bucket bags that I love, because it's holding all that yarn and my sweater in here, and there's still plenty of room. It's got this cool.
I don't think we've ever sewn that size for this shop, though. You've got the sock size of the cinch sacks in the shop.
Yeah, just the small
We
version.
haven't made the bigger ones.
Yeah, we should though, because they're very handy. Because I keep my Bob's blanket in that one too.
That's probably one of the first ones we've sewn.
Yeah,
was this one.
You made me this one for Christmas, and it's like the nativity scene on there, and it's got gold and the fabric, and they're awesome, because I just throw them all into my basket, and nothing gets messed up.
Yep, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I needed my basket today. It exploded all over your floor.
Yep.
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's talk about some happy knit mail.
Yeah.
So it's been a while since I've been on the podcast, but we've gathered up some things to show you. First off is a crazy package from Dragonhoard Yarn. Hello.
And we opened this already. We just put it back to make it look like we
did. She had a really nice. Okay, so for Eden, we've got a hank of Rebel Barbie. And not so long ago, Kristen had released her Burrow mitts pattern, and this is one of the Burrow mitts sets. This is the Hobbit set. I just love this red, Fire Vixen red, and then this speckle is I'm Going on an Adventure. So this is 50-gram hanks, enough to make a set of the Burrow mitts. And she did some Narnia colors this year. And this is the Pegasus Lace Mohair Lantern Waist.
I wish you could see the extent of the halo on this thing. It's like hairs going out to here.
I can. Like where my hand is where the halo is hitting. I really can't do that, but it's pretty fun. It's beautiful. And then she also did Cage of Roses mitts release. And so I really want to do them in these two colors. This is Tea with Tumness, a very good fawn brown, and Night Triumphant, which is one of her Court of Thorns and Roses collection colorway. I mean, come on. That
such a good blue.
Is the cobalt blue tonal of my dreams. And my sister right now, she's just got to wipe that drool from the corner of her mouth as she looks at this, because I know Tammy is going to go, ooh, and love that. And Tristan, thank you. She sent us these little markers. I hope the glare isn't too bad, but they're made by Lock and Lou, a collaboration that she had with Dragonhoard Yarns, and they're the covers of the Cordon Thorns and Roses books. Like, look, they're tiny little books. I cannot even imagine how
I couldn't do anything like that.
you got these so tiny. Katie, these are super cool. And thank you, Tristan, very, very much. I love them. And I am going to use them on my mitts, and Eden will probably steal one, and I'll share. But yes, so that is some serious Dragonhoard yarn loot. And then, I don't know if you follow Jensen, who owns Sugarplum Circus. She is a dyer in Washington State who I did meet briefly at Knit City in Vancouver eons ago when humans gather at knitting events. So here is, I'm not going to show you this. Oh, well, this isn't really her business card. It's a, if you order, she sends a little thank you coupon code. So this is Raisin.
It's so pretty.
And as you can tell, it perfectly matches my arm. So berries are my jam. Yeah, that is, it's like a burgundy, a black, a brown, a rust. It's one of those multifaceted tonals that you can turn into whatever way you want it to lean. Might look...
This would be stunning with some cables, because it would pop.
Well, yeah. I mean, oof. So that is beautiful. That was a pre-order a while back. I think there is some actually in stock in the shop. So that's Raisin. And then I think it's no secret that
how much we love Molly of a Homespun House is...
Who doesn't love Molly of a Homespun House? Really? Let's be honest. So, this guy came quite a while ago. This, I think you can see, she hand stamps these with her logo. And a while back, Fable Knitwear, Helene designed a ruffled top. It's called the Gibson blouse. And the main body you knit in one color, but then the ruffle you knit in
mohair.
So there is the Scandinavia colorway, and that will be the ruffle. And then this is non-superwash merino fingering in aubergine. So that'll be the main part of it. And I love Molly's non-superwash. Her fingering and DK is available in the non-superwash base, and it's just light and soft and has a different drape than superwash for sure. Superwash has more of a drape because it's heavier because of the plastic content. And we have a few other projects here. Syrah, this is Syrah on her non-superwash.
So pretty.
Yeah. So it's more of a magenta because non-superwashes take dyes differently than the superwash yarns. I'll show you. This is the club colorway of By the Shores of Silver Lake. This is her soft sock DK. So that's a superwash DK, and you can see superwash takes the dyes quite brightly, but how happy is that? That is definitely going to be an accessory coming up. And we've got It's Friday, I'm in Love, and this is the gold stellina, which of course is so difficult to capture on camera.
It is really hard.
It's delicate,
very delicate sparkle.
Yeah, a little delicate twinkle. It's very pretty. And Eden's got some
I have it right here.
Oracle. Oh, this is for the other one. Okay,
yeah, that's yours. This
Okay.
one's mine. This is Lake of Fire on her soft sock fingering, and I love it so much. I think it's blue and it's speckles and it's just me. And I've been staring at these two together for so long that it's like Oh,
Mm-hmm.
they belong together.
They do.
So that might become something someday.
Yeah.
But she's just so talented in how she dyes her yarn.
Yes, she is. Okay, so now I remember. This is going to be a colorwork cardigan. So this Merdenom is a non-superwash fingering. And then I've got one Oracle and one Syrah.
Which hang on, people. You're falling over. I just noticed that.
How long is it?
I don't know. You're
funny. Okay, so here you go. Merdenom will be the main, and these will be the colorwork pieces in it. It is going to be a cardigan. I don't want to mess up the name or the designer. It's from Lina. And if I come back to visit again later, maybe I'll be closer to casting that on or have it a work in progress. But that is the glorious abundance of yarn that we've accumulated over the past few months, maybe longer. But
we're very blessed.
We are.
And
yeah. So now we have lots to dig into and start creating with.
Yeah.
Yeah. But thanks for having me on your podcast.
Well, thanks for coming on.
And that's about it from our little corner of the world.
I think it's just, we have everything on notes, just checking. Yeah.
Oh, Valerie.
Yes.
Valerie Miller, Knitbug Val. Please check her out on Instagram or Google Knitbug Val, and you'll find her website. She started making progress keepers that have pressed dried flowers in them, encased in a little metal progress keeper. They're beautiful. And then she makes little beaded ring stitch markers to go with it. So if you were knitting a sweater or a shawl that needed repeats, you could get a set to knit your sweater or your whatever project.
So beautiful.
Yeah. So please check those out. She just started making those, and I hope that she continues because they're beautiful. And it's always a lot of work as a crafter and maker to kind of find what you want to make, how you want to do it, how's it going to work, do some testing. I mean, Eden's always looking at different facets of things. We were talking about earring, what do you call these? Fixings?
Yeah,
I guess.
the little hooks.
Yeah, sourcing out some better hooks because we've had some feedback of people having itchy ears from the metal that the earrings are on. I don't know if you can see. I've got my little tiny pine cones. If you look on Eden's website, you'll see these earrings and markers that are encased mini pine cones, and they're adorable in resin. So these are my favorite earrings so far.
Yeah.
Anyways,
so yeah, that's all the yarny goodness that we have going on. It was a lot of fun to get back to podcasting, and Darby Dave was here the whole time. I don't know how many subtitles he's going to be able to get in, but
oh my word. Yeah, we'll see what Nicholas comes up with.
Yeah. So thank you so much for joining us, dear friends. I hope you have a wonder-filled day, and we shall see you next time. Bye.
Bye.